Hey, we're Modern World Entertainment, and this whole Saudi Arabia, James Gunn, Zack Snyder, DCU, DCEU saga has now taken yet another major twist. Because now they're saying there's a possibility that James Gunn is going to be teaming with Zack Snyder for the Saudis. This is getting weird. It's messy. It's stupid. Do I think this is actually going to end up happening? No, not really. But let's have a look at what this is now, because this is again at cosmicbook.com or .news, and it's their source again, so they've asked them follow-up questions. So it's saying they had follow-up conversations with our insiders after asking the obvious question: if the SnyderVerse really is coming back, what happens to James Gunn? And they're saying they previously reported that when Warner Brothers is sold, Gunn is expected to be out as head of DC Studios. After their initial report, Gunn even publicly questioned his own future, which we've seen. We did a video with that and showed him actually saying it, where he says, you know, if he's the one to usher in the other films. So he continues to focus only on his Superman Family Saga, not the larger DCU he originally announced, and insiders say that's because he knows a sale is coming. Now, you can already look at that saying, is that accurate or not, being the fact that, of course, Clayface and stuff is coming, but he's meant to be doing Batman. So, of course, Batman does seem to be taking a backseat to all of this stuff that he's doing at the moment. So, yeah, maybe. So they're told anyway, also, that if David Ellison and Paramount bought Warner Brothers Discovery, Gunn would be done. Ellison is connected to Trump, and Variety recently confirmed what they've all been reporting, that Paramount is going MAGA. So Gunn has a long and well-known history with conservatives, and his DCU has been viewed as politically divisive, if not outright woke, a major issue for any Trump-aligned ownership group. So that's what they're saying about if Skydance gets it. The landscape shifted again when the Saudis emerged as the frontrunners to purchase Warner Brothers. According to the Hollywood producer who first dropped the news, the deal is one signature away. Their insiders say that if the Saudis take over, the SnyderVerse will return with Zack Snyder back in full swing. Christopher Nolan may also return as executive producer. They've also been told the Saudis want to return a SnyderVerse level event to rival Marvel and Avengers Doomsday. Now that part is weird because Doomsday, yeah, no deal right now with Warner Brothers. By the time as well it goes through all the legal jargon and stuff, would they ever be in a position to have anything out in time to rival Doomsday? So that's not happening. Not to mention, Man of Tomorrow is still coming and has the release date for 2027. So that part of that whole thing makes no sense whatsoever. But it's just all over the place. So naturally, they pressed the insider on Gunn's fate. They even floated the idea with the $1 trillion fund, maybe the Saudis would consider running two DC universes side by side. A restored SnyderVerse and a separate Gunn-led DCU. How confusing would that be if that came to be? From what they're told, even though the Saudis are also connected to Trump, there is speculation that Gunn could remain involved in some capacity or even collaborate. Their insiders explained that the Saudis would likely prefer stability at the start, saying they'd want things to keep humming without rocking the boat. That's stupid when you think, well, if they were to take on Warner Brothers and DC and immediately upend the brand new established DCU to bring back that's not rocking the boat. That's tipping the bloody thing over at this stage. So that part is insane. So their insiders note that Gunn himself has previously deferred to Snyder, suggesting Gunn may already know the direction things may be heading. They also note that everyone's working on their personal roles for possible scenarios as the sale approaches. They can also add that both Gunn and Snyder got their start at Universal with Dawn of the Dead. Universal is also reportedly in the mix to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery, potentially partnering with the Saudis. So you can see it's just getting ridiculous at this point. And then it's saying the insider also points out Pierce Brosnan's recent comments about returning as Dr. Fate and said there is a general uptick in SnyderVerse actors being discussed for potential comebacks. Okay, straight away with that one. Pierce Brosnan said from what he heard, there's talks of Dr. Fate being a part of the next Superman film. That's what he said. He did not say he's coming back. He got asked then, would you be open to come back? And he said he would be open. But he just said he was hearing the rumor that the character of Dr. Fate was going to be in the next Superman movie. And everyone pointed to, well, the next Superman movie is Man of Tomorrow. James Gunn has now also come out to kind of refute that, saying he's heard no Dr. Fate rumors. Which is strange as well, because that's one of those, he didn't exactly say that he's not using the character. It's simply that he's saying he hasn't heard that rumor. But then it comes to this. Now, remember, we're hearing from this Hollywood producer that it's one signature away from the Saudi Arabians buying and acquiring Warner Brothers Discovery. The New York Post now reports that Comcast executives are boasting behind the scenes that they have this in the bag, as final bids for Warner Brothers Discovery are due this week. So, according to this, Universal and Comcast are pretty much saying it's a done deal. So Wall Street, however, isn't buying it. Regulatory hurdles, weak cash revenues, and a heavily leveraged balance sheet make Comcast a long shot despite CEO Brian Roberts' aggressive push, according to the report. So what the hell is going on? We have now Comcast apparently behind the scenes saying, this is ours. We've got Warner Brothers Discovery. It's a done deal. At the same time, we have another Hollywood producer, who that is, we don't know, saying it's literally a signature away from the Saudis acquiring it. Skydance are still in there, and Skydance to this date are still the only people who've actually officially put in offers. They've all been rejected as of now, but they're the only ones who've actually put in offers. Netflix is still circling this whole thing, but the whole idea now that, oh, if the Saudis get it, they want to re-establish the SnyderVerse, but then we're going to throw into the mix, James Gunn might still be able to stay on in some capacity as well. And then to be asked the question, hey, could there actually be two DC universes running simultaneously? Could you imagine? People are already saying how confusing it's going to be to have Batman with Matt Reeves on the big screen and at the same time have James Gunn introduce a Batman, where people will be like, hang on, why is there two Batmans? What's going on? Could you imagine two universes of the same shit? That would be insane. Well, here's the SnyderVerse. Well, at the same time, here's the Gunverse. You'd be going, what is going on? This is a absolute clusterfuck right now. There's no if, buts, ands about that. This is a disaster. And Warner Brothers, yeah, they want to be sold, but the fact that they gave James Gunn a contract, yes, the contract ends at some stage next year, but the fact that he has this contract, he's putting things into production while a sale is happening, and now we're getting told that, oh, the sale could go to a group who want to get rid of Gunn and reintroduce the SnyderVerse, but don't want to rock the boat and all this. What a fucking mess this is. It's an absolute mess. Do I think the SnyderVerse is coming back? No. Why? It's not even the fact that maybe the Saudis do want Zack Snyder to come back, or if Netflix get it, they'll want him to. It's the fact that all the actors are the ones who said they're done. Ben Affleck has said he's done. He's no interest in coming back to be Batman. Gal Gadot has now said she's done with Wonder Woman. She's moved on. Henry Cavill, for all intents and purposes, has said he's pretty much done and he's over the whole thing now. So it's like, why would you even want to reintroduce this and then struggle to get the actors back? Because you ain't getting them back for cheap. So this is a disaster. It's an absolute mess. But my God, does the plot keep twisting. Let's keep our eyes and ears open on this one. But what do you guys think? Could you possibly imagine two DCUs running together? Do you think Snyder would be brought back in? Do you think Gunn's DCU will just be done? Let me know what your thoughts are on all this, because it's a mess. But with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the hype button and all that good stuff as well. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.